From really early on in our lives, the way our carers treat us shapes the way we see ourselves, other people, and the world around us. We start to develop thoughts and beliefs which ultimately can cause us anxiety, frustration, stress, and depression. This video will look at 7 harmful ways that we think and we interpret the world around us, and hopefully improve the most important relationship you will ever have, which is the relationship with yourself. I hope you enjoy this video, and please do remember to click that like button and subscribe to my channel for more of the good stuff. Welcome to my channel. My name is Shirley Green and my channel is called It's a Relationship Thing, where we explore all things to do with human relationships, the good, the bad, and the downright dangerous. The first harmful thinking pattern that I want to talk about is the rule book. As we travel through life, other people will give us a whole load of expectations that they want us to meet, and which we can internalize and accept without question. Some of us carry a whole book full of shoulds, musts, should nots, and some of them can be useful. Things like don't forget to clean your teeth, don't eat too much junk food, be kind, be compassionate, be understanding of other people. Those things are going to add quality to our lives and make us healthier and increase our well-being. However, some of them are just not relevant today. Things like do as you're told, make sure other people are happy. You have to have loads of stuff and loads of money in order to be successful. If you can't afford something and you want it, go and borrow the money. Those sort of things can just add to our level of stress and our level of anxiety in the world. I'm sure you can all think of examples for yourself where you have inherited other people's expectations and beliefs and values around how we live our lives. So I'm just asking you to be aware that when you say or think the words, I must not, I have to, I should, just take a pause and check out this unconscious thought. Is it still true? Is it still relevant? How is doing that thing or having this expectation affecting me emotionally? And then kind of decide whether or not it's valid today in your life, and keep it, or bin it, throw it away, and then replace it with something that's more healthy for you. This leads us nicely onto judgments. When we follow the rule book, or when we can't follow the rule book, we can actually judge ourselves really quite harshly. I don't have the big house, I don't have the big car, I haven't got the huge income, therefore I must be a failure. Or I'm not good at maths, therefore I must be stupid. I didn't get that job, so I must be useless. So let's talk about black and white thinking. When we internalize the rule book and we accept it without challenge, then we can end up seeing the world in black or white, where things are either right or wrong, and we start to miss out on all the shades of grey. Now, usually in life, everything is a bit more complicated, and therefore the shades of grey are more prevalent. Occasionally, there are times when things are right or wrong. Serial killers, probably wrong. Terrorists, wrong. However, in most cases, there are many different perspectives that you can take on any instance. And by restricting the amount of inquiry and curiosity we have about other people and the events, we limit our viewpoint, which can actually cause us problems emotionally and ultimately physically. For example, imagine I met a friend in the shop yesterday and they ignored me. Didn't even seem to notice that I was there. And my initial thought is, based on my own beliefs and values, that I must have offended her. I must have done something wrong in the past. Can't remember what it is, but I still feel shame and guilt. And so those feelings make me want to run away. So I leave and I vow to avoid her as much as possible in the future. Or same thing happens, go into a shop, bump into an old friend who pretty much ignores me, at which point I think, how dare you? How dare you? What gives you the right to treat me like that? So disrespectful. And so I just go up to her and I give her a right mouthful. You can choose your own swear words at this point. But I've given her a mouthful, I stomp off, and as far as I'm concerned, she's dead to me. I'm having nothing more to do In the first example, I'm really harshly judging myself for not being adequate as a friend. And in the second example, I'm harshly judging her for not behaving in the way I want her to behave. In reality, it could be that my friend was just distracted because she was trying to find a birthday present for a friend who she didn't know very well. And that was taking up all her thought processes. So in both cases, my rule book, my existing rule book, has encouraged me to feel and behave in ways that are going to hurt myself. Feeling hurt, feeling shame, feeling guilt, feeling rage, feeling anger, none of those feelings are actually going to sustain us and make us healthier or encourage our well-being. Another way our rule book can harm us is through developing a sense of entitlement. If we have rules in our head which tells us that we have the right to dictate to other people their behaviour, their values and their beliefs, and that we are entitled to have our way regardless of the cost to other people, a couple of things happen. The first is many people will disagree with your values and beliefs because they've had their own experiences and they've developed their own values and beliefs as a result of those. So interactions with people who disagree with you are going to leave you feeling rejected and frustrated, which may mean that you have to escalate your demands and you could well alienate people. Not all our harmful values and beliefs, however, are based on the rulebook. Our fortune-telling powers allow us to know exactly what's waiting for us around the corner and what the outcome of that event will be. Except really they don't. So you've been invited to a school reunion where you know without a shadow of a doubt, because your fortune-telling powers have kicked in, that everybody else who's there is going to be more successful, more wealthy, more attractive than you. They are then going to feel sorry for you, they're going to pity you, but they're not going to engage with you, they're just going to leave you alone up the corner. Firstly, you cannot possibly know who will even be at the reunion, let alone what their life is like. I also think it's very unlikely that everybody there will be successful and that everybody who is there will have a different idea of what success means to them. And remember that you can change your behaviour. If you go into something expecting the worst, the chances are you'll find the worst. Self-fulfilling prophecy says that if we go into a situation and we portray ourselves as less worthy than the people around us, we're shy, we don't approach people, we don't use our social skills, then we do end up being isolated from the rest of the group. But we can learn to change that. So our prediction may well come true, but it will be based on our own behaviour rather than some magical knowledge that we have. I have an example from when I was on a summer school doing my first degree, my BSc. And there was a group of us who were all friends and we were very welcoming. We were asking everybody to join the group. We ended up with a huge group who used to kind of meet up every night and party, really, a long time ago. But there was a group of 5 women who were also there. And we tried to talk to them, we tried to encourage them to join us. But they remained in their little group of 5. And as soon as any of us went near to them, they would shut up and look away. They had this preconceived idea about us that probably wasn't true, and they isolated themselves from everybody else. So just be aware that your values and beliefs there can actually impact on your life and your experience of other people humongously. This leads us nicely on to our ability to catastrophize things. This is when we expect the very worst of a situation, like the reunion. One common form of catastrophizing, and one that I tend to do myself as well, is when we notice something different in our bodies. And we just know without a shadow of a doubt that whatever's going on in us is going to be fatal. It's going to be a terminal disease. And so we avoid going to the doctors. Statistically, it's not, and it's not going to be fatal for us, but that fear, that knowledge that we know that something really awful is going to happen can actually prevent us from going to the doctors and getting the help we need. Finally, let's look at our remarkable power of mind reading, where we believe we know what other people are thinking based on our own values and beliefs about ourselves. So we know that other people are being critical, or they're laughing at us, or they're judging us harshly, because that's kind of what we're doing to ourselves. I hope that you found today's video interesting and useful. Please do press the like button and subscribe to my channel. You'll find a tool that I have developed down in the description box to help you to remember this and maybe reflect on it and just see how you're hurting yourself. So I wish you a good week, and hopefully I'll see you next time.